Can the world's busiest airport hold on to its title when challengers keep closing the gap? For nearly 3 decades, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport has dominated global aviation, processing more passengers than any competitor dared to match. With 108 million travelers passing through its terminals in 2024, Atlanta still wears the crown as the planet's busiest airport. Yet beneath this triumphant statistic lies a troubling reality that threatens everything Atlanta has built. Dubai International Airport handled 92 million passengers in the same year, growing faster than Atlanta despite having 16 million fewer travelers. The mathematical trajectory points toward an inevitable collision, with forecasts showing Dubai could surpass Atlanta within just a few years. Welcome to the World Documentaries, where we explore how even the mightiest empires must fight to survive when success breeds its own dangerous limitations. Picture yourself standing at the edge of Atlanta's airfield as dawn breaks across Georgia. Every 2 minutes another massive aircraft roars skyward or descends onto concrete, part of an orchestrated rhythm that never truly stops. Controllers in North America's tallest tower guide metal giants through invisible corridors while 250,000 daily travelers rush through climate-controlled passages below. This represents Hartsfield-Jackson operating at full capacity, a testament to engineering excellence pushed to its absolute limits. The numbers paint an astonishing operational portrait. Nearly 800,000 aircraft movements occur here annually, each requiring split-second coordination between pilots, ground crews, and air traffic control working in perfect harmony. 7 concourses stretched like fingers from a central spine, connected by the world's most heavily utilized automated people mover. For most travelers, Atlanta represents nothing more than a temporary pause between destinations, yet this constant state of transition forms both its greatest strength and its most vulnerable weakness. Draw a circle encompassing the continental United States, and Atlanta sits remarkably close to the geographic heart of its most populated regions. 80% of Americans live within a comfortable 2-hour flight from Georgia's capital, creating an almost perfect natural hub for connecting passengers across the vast nation. While cities like New York, Paris, and London chose to distribute air traffic across multiple airports, Atlanta made a different gamble that would define its future. The city concentrated everything at one massive facility on its southern edge, betting that unified operations would create efficiency no distributed system could match. This geographic advantage extended beyond mere location into operational reality. Atlanta's mild climate meant fewer weather delays compared to snow-battered Chicago or fog-shrouded coastal airports. Delta Airlines recognized this potential early, constructing a hub-and-spoke network that turned Atlanta into the beating heart of American domestic aviation, a strategy that worked brilliantly for decades. The 1996 Summer Olympic Games arrived as Atlanta's moment of global scrutiny and unprecedented opportunity. Construction crews worked through endless days and nights, racing to complete a brand new international terminal before athletes and spectators flooded into the city. This expansion proved transformative in ways that exceeded even the most optimistic predictions, separating international and domestic passenger flows for the first time and eliminating bottlenecks that had plagued operations for years. When the closing ceremonies ended and visitors departed, the infrastructure remained, permanently elevating Atlanta's capacity for global connectivity and setting the stage for future growth. The expansion never truly stopped after the Olympics concluded. A 5th runway appeared in 2006, elevated on massive embankments that literally crossed over Interstate 85. The new International Terminal F opened in 2012, designed to accommodate the largest aircraft in the sky. By this point, Delta operated nearly 1,000 daily departures from Atlanta alone. Atlanta's runways exemplify intelligent design taken to its logical extreme, creating capabilities few airports worldwide can match. Aligned almost perfectly with prevailing winds and spaced far enough apart to allow triple simultaneous approaches, the configuration enables 3 aircraft to land at once without interference from dangerous wake turbulence. Controllers sequence arrivals into continuous streams while departures roll from remaining runways with barely 60 seconds between takeoffs. This engineering excellence delivered throughput that seemed to defy physical limitations. Yet even brilliant engineering cannot escape the constraints of finite space when demand grows without limits. The concourses, designed with the same systematic logic as the runways, now operate beyond their intended capacity during peak hours every single day. Security checkpoints back up into dining areas, gate lounges overflow with waiting passengers, and the automated train system shuttles people at maximum frequency with no reserve capacity remaining. The machine that once ran smoothly now strains against every constraint. Airport General Manager Ricky Smith describes the current situation with remarkable candor that reveals the depth of the challenge. All major amenities operate at or above their designed capacity, from restrooms to baggage systems to the underground train connecting terminals. The phrase controlled chaos appears repeatedly in management discussions, acknowledging that operations continue functioning only through constant human intervention and creative problem-solving. Traffic recovered to 108 million passengers in 2024, with projections showing steady climbs toward 125 million within 5 years. The Terminal D rebuild illustrates the impossible position Atlanta now occupies as it tries to modernize while remaining fully operational. Originally constructed for smaller aircraft of the 1980s, it requires complete reconstruction to handle modern jets and passenger volumes efficiently. The project carries a $1 billion price tag and an estimated completion timeline of nearly 10 years. Why so long? Because travel demand runs so high that shutting down the terminal simply isn't feasible. The airport must perform major surgery on itself while staying open for business. Delta Airlines operates roughly 74% of all flights departing Atlanta in 2024, creating what industry analysts call a fortress hub that gives the carrier enormous power. When city planners periodically float the idea of building a second airport to relieve mounting congestion, Delta's response remains consistently negative and emphatic. CEO Ed Bastian dismissed such proposals as distractions that would undermine the efficiency, making Atlanta profitable. The airline's logic holds a certain cold rationality that's hard to dispute. Splitting operations across two airports would fragment the hub-and-spoke network that generates Delta's competitive advantage and operational efficiency. Instead, Atlanta pursues the ambitious Atlanta Next program, a $20 billion effort to extract every remaining drop of capacity from existing real estate through expansion and renovation. Plans include an 8th concourse, a 6th runway, expanded parking structures, and complete renovation of all 7 current terminals. It's a massive gamble that Atlanta can keep growing indefinitely by building upward and inward rather than outward. Dubai International Airport processed 92 million passengers in 2024, cementing its position as the world's busiest airport for international travelers and narrowing the gap with Atlanta's total passenger count. The Emirates hub grew by 6% year-over-year while Atlanta managed only 2% growth, a disparity that projects forward into an uncomfortable future. Dubai already leads as the busiest international airport and shows no signs of slowing its aggressive expansion trajectory, with forecasts suggesting it could reach 100 million passengers by late 2026. The solution to Dubai's growth constraints doesn't involve renovation or incremental expansion, but rather wholesale replacement with something far grander. Al Maktoum International Airport, currently under construction in the desert with a record $35 billion investment, will eventually handle between 160 and 260 million travelers annually when fully completed. While Atlanta struggles to renovate its existing infrastructure within tight spatial constraints, Dubai is building an entirely new future from sand, steel, and virtually unlimited ambition backed by sovereign wealth. Atlanta still holds the title of world's busiest airport in 2024, but the trajectory points toward an inevitable confrontation with mathematical reality. The decision to concentrate all operations at a single facility rather than spreading across multiple airports created unprecedented efficiency and connectivity that delivered dominance for 3 decades. Every element worked in harmony, from runway configuration to concourse layout to Delta's wave-based scheduling, all serving one purpose: keeping people and aircraft in constant motion without interruption. Yet that same concentration has now become a cage that limits future growth and adaptation. Boxed in by surrounding development with minimal room for meaningful expansion, the airport must attempt the nearly impossible task of growing while already operating at maximum capacity. The very efficiency that made Atlanta unstoppable eliminated the spare capacity needed to adapt to changing circumstances. History suggests Atlanta and Delta will find ways to adapt and innovate, but staying at the top may require fundamentally rethinking the assumption that one airport can handle everything forever. Have you traveled through Atlanta or Dubai recently and witnessed these challenges firsthand? Did you notice the strain on Atlanta's systems, or did operations seem to flow smoothly despite operating at capacity? Perhaps you've experienced similar congestion at other major hubs around the world and can offer comparative insights. We genuinely want to hear your first-hand observations and perspectives on how these aviation giants handle unprecedented passenger volumes. Share your experiences in the comments below, and let us discuss whether megahubs like Atlanta represent the future of global aviation or whether we're witnessing the limits of concentrated operations. If you found this exploration of Atlanta's ongoing battle compelling, make sure to subscribe to the World Documentaries for more in-depth investigations into how infrastructure, geography, and human decisions shape our interconnected modern world. Hit that like button to help others discover this story, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next documentary. Thank you for watching.